Welcome to my 10th video on YouTube. I've successfully, over the past 5.5 weeks, dished out 10 videos on YouTube. And I decided to take this video to reflect and think because honestly, it has been a lot, which is funny because usually you don't learn so much 5 weeks into anything, but I can tell you that I have learned a crazy amount 5 weeks into this, and it is like, my God. Firstly, this is way much more work than I thought it would be. Recording, setting up lighting, having an editor, it's a whole thing on itself. If I've never appreciated a YouTuber before, this is my official way of saying you guys do a lot more than you're appreciated for, and content is not easy work. But I thought it was also a good idea to share 3 things that I have learned by these 10 videos I've done. You know, usually people will be like, oh, they've done 10 videos, they're going to now do 10 things I've learned. I don't believe I'm there yet. Maybe when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I'll be like, okay, 10 things I've learned from 10,000 subscribers. We'll see. But no. But I'm going to keep it brief because it's been 5 weeks. Like I said, it's not enough of a learning curve to now open a YouTube masterclass and start teaching everybody. But it's enough to express my opinions and things I think I've picked up on the way. 3 things I've learned from 10 videos in 5.5 weeks of YouTube. Number 1, YouTube has taught me patience. As Nigerians will say, it has taught me what's no good when it comes to patience, because YouTube is one platform that teaches you the phase of growth, the benefit of growth. Because you're most likely not going to grow and hit the monetization metrics within your first month. Some do. Yes, there are people who do that. That's fine. But unfortunately, there are exceptions to the rule. You're most likely going to fall into the rule and not the exception. Sorry, it's life. Brace up, pick up, you're a founder, focus. But it teaches you a reality that you're going to face as a founder, which is you're most likely not going to get initial validation. You would get eventual validation, which I have mentioned in one of my previous videos. Go and find that out. But yes, it has taught me a good amount of patience and honestly, skipping looking at YouTube to do. But in as much as the growth is not, exponential, it's visible and it's steady. Especially when you have community, people you can share it with, who will share it with other people, and you actually take active actions. I can show you a comparison of the first day of YouTube versus now after my 9th video, and there has been growth. And I'm also not as productive as I should be on this platform, but still, there has been growth. You wake up one morning and you have like 2 subscribers that you never knew of. Someone likes your video, that's growth. That is something to hold on to. Number 2, YouTube is a business in itself. Now, I understand that as a founder, startup, builder, whatever you call yourself, CEO, you have a primary business. Yes, I understand that, and that takes a lot of your focus. Trust me, I understand how hard it is to push 2 things at the same time or more. Heck, it's unadvisable. But unfortunately, for the part that YouTube plays, it is very important that you get this right. Not just for your funnel, for your branding, also for your person. That's a whole different topic for a whole different day. But because of that, you have to take YouTube seriously. And in order for you to take YouTube seriously, you have to work on it like it is own business. What that means is, if you're able to hire a team to handle it, you should hire a team to handle it. You are not a content creator. I need you to understand this so bad. You're a business person who is opening up a personal brand or a top line of your funnel that involves YouTube. You are not a YouTuber. You're not a full-time content creator. You cannot spend hours on end learning different versions of editing software, plus your business, plus most likely you're either in school or you have a full-time job. It's not wise. Because let's also be honest, most founders are part-time founders for the first 1 year, 1 to 2 years, up until things pick up, which is fine. you do not want to drain business expenses or business profits to cover for personal expenses. Yes. But that being said, you have to look at YouTube as a business. If you can, emphasis on if you can, outsource the greater part of your production process. I don't mean lighting, recording, those simple things, studio setup that you can do by yourself. But you see, editing, very crucial factor, if possible. Get an in-house editor or a freelancer. You can get a script writer, or better still, work with AI for your thumbnail generation and script writing. But the point is, you cannot look at it as just some other thing. You have to be intentional with the amount of content that you put out. Yes. Number 3, like I have mentioned already, YouTube is necessary for every founder and builder in this year and the years that is to come. I was going through LinkedIn one day and I saw someone who I do not remember their name now. They were not, well, it's LinkedIn, you don't remember everybody you see. But this post had gone very far, we posted a lot, and what I could capture from what they said was that 2026 is the year of the personal brand for founders. And it hit me because that was already my plan for the year 2026. But it made so much sense that other people were seeing this, because it is true. We're no longer in the era where you can silently build. Guys like Elon, Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, to an extent, they were semi-silent. They were loud to the people that they needed to be loud to, which unfortunately wasn't the full internet as we have it now. It was more VCs, users, investors, that category of people, and then within their field. But most people did not know. For context, Elon Musk sold a business before he went into PayPal, which he then sold and then used the proceeds to build what we know Elon Musk to be now. At the point he was doing this, half the internet did not know who he was. Let's be honest. One, he wasn't even a billionaire at that time. It even took us years to find out that, his dad was also this rich guy and he came. So he didn't need that in his time. But the likes of Homozi, Imangaji, Andrew Tate, I might not agree with everything they say, but they are big names in the industry. So the likes of these guys, now you're seeing them loud and about, present everywhere. Why? Because it is a necessary part of the funnel in this day and age that we are in. To round this off, I'm simply going to say, if you're going to build anything, we are in the stage and season of things where you do not necessarily need to go through the typical VC pathway. You don't necessarily need to seek that version of validation. You can build something easily and be revenue generating before anyone can say Jack Robinson. Yes. But that also comes with the down benefit that VCs are not going to throw money at you like they would have 5, 6, 7 years ago. So now you have to be creative. And part of creativity is that you have to put eyes on you, what you do, what you're building. And that is by a personal brand. Well, you don't have to take my word for it, but if you're watching this video, it will be wise that you actually do take my word for it, but that's fine. Now, these are the simple things I've learned, or things I already had in mind either ways from 10 videos I've done. I will do this again, most likely when I get to 50, and another one when I get to 100, because I feel 20, 10, counting in tens is not as important. Well, not important, but it's not as heavy of a milestone. The first 10 is an important milestone. Maybe 25, then 50, we'll see. And before I cut this off, honestly, thank you guys for your support. It's been hell of encouraging to see you guys like, follow, share, subscribe, and add in your numbers. And all I can say is thank you. And I owe you guys quality, good, reasonable content. Well, that's the end of this video. Until another time, see you.